E ki ana te kōrero e ngā mate hikoia te whetū, hikoia te marama. Ka re ko te atai whaia ngā mate o te wā, hara mai haere. Tātou kei te ao maramati he wa mauri ora a, nau mai, hoki mai, and welcome back to the hui. Eczema remains a significant and often misunderstood condition that particularly affects young Māori and Pacific communities. With no single cause or clear-cut solution, it continues to challenge families, caregivers and health professionals alike, raising important questions about treatment, access and long-term care. Tonight, we take a closer look through the experience of one of our whānau of the hui, our journalist D'Angelo Martin, and his tamaiti, Kāhu Maiangi, who lives with severe atopic eczema. It's a story of sacrifice, resilience, and the reality many whānau face, offering insights and some hope for those walking a similar path.
The best feeling for a parent, the safe arrival of our pepe into Te Ao Marama. Kāhu Maiangi, our second-born son, strong and healthy.
Those first 6 weeks, he looked completely fine and normal.
In my head, I have this perception that baby should have this beautiful, smooth skin.
And that was the case for Kāhu, but it was short-lived.
Whenever I look back at the photos, at the time I would think, oh, this is so bad. But the further we get ahead, it just keeps getting worse. He does have patches on his face, but it's nowhere to the point that you would call it eczema.
Those patches on his face were just the beginning of a journey that my partner Hailey and I were totally unprepared for.
Obviously understood that he had eczema, but where to pivot in terms of a solution was quite frustrating.
We did take him to the doctors and the GPs multiple times, and they all say that he'll grow out of it. I did kind of believe them at the start. But by the time he was 3 months, when it get really, really, really bad, that's when I know that, oh, he might not grow out of it.
The next 4 months for our son Kāhu and us were difficult.
I hate it when people say, have you tried this?
Managing severe eczema is not that simple. My baby's eczema robbed me of the motherhood I dream of.
Hailey was open about the overwhelming challenges with thousands of followers on social media.
I became so consumed that life around me blurred. I was losing weight, losing myself. All I wanted was for my baby to get better.
I sort of touch on how hard it is for me going through what we went through, but I haven't really asked you how hard it was for you when we were in the trenches.
Oh, hard. I definitely think it has to be one of the hardest times that I have ever had to pull through. I'm kind of a problem solver, and I don't like it when I can't fix things, and not being able to take the pain and the discomforts away. And trying so many things, seeking different opinions, trying everything.
She sought out online support groups for whānau dealing with eczema and found out we weren't alone.
I was in every single community group, eczema support groups, and whenever somebody says that, oh, this worked for my child, I would try it. I was willing to try anything underneath the sun to help him, but for a very long time, we didn't see any results.
Yeah, we didn't see him smile or laugh for like 9 months straight.
No, same.
He's only just started smiling and stuff now.
The infinity spider.
Eczema has also overwhelmed the lives of Te Whetū Marama and her son Kāharau.
Life's been really hard.
Yeah.
I've had to isolate myself to the whare. I'm too nervous to take him out for the people out there giving us eyes and judging us. It's hard to take a eczema baby out due to all the scratching in the environment, and they're most likely always hoha, so It's just best for us to stay home and keep him in his comfort environment.
It's not just unsightly, it's potentially life-threatening. When itchy skin is scratched, Staphylococcus bacteria may enter the bloodstream and cause serious infection.
These are all the products that we use.
Preventing it requires consistent, time-intensive care.
I alternate between these two sprays to help kill the staph and yeast and fungus. This one does fungus and yeast. This one's more of antibacterial. We'll wake up and I'll immediately spray him with the spray just to kill off any staph, moisturise him. I'll have to wash all the bedding. This is every day. I wash all the bedding and his clothes in very hot water so the staph dies. We always have to have a cloth between us and Bubba just so we're not spreading the infection.
So what is eczema and what causes it? We asked Dr. Paul Jarrett, who has spent 20 years as a dermatologist.
Eczema is a description of a skin disease. The skin is itchy and red and scaly, but interestingly, there are many different causes of it. So atopic eczema, which is the eczema that we're talking about today, is just one of many causes. The end result looks the same, but atopic eczema is very distinctive. And in New Zealand, we have a very high prevalence rate of it. And unfortunately, particularly in Pacifica and Maori. And it's a complex disease. It's not just one cause. Atopic is multifactorial, it's genetic, it's environmental. But we haven't been able to put that jigsaw puzzle together and clarify it exactly.
It is a well-known condition, so Hailey and I trusted that the health system and a medical plan would guide us through.
We actually went to see 3 GPs because we wasn't happy with the first and the second opinion. So I decided we'll book in with, the most experienced doctors there. And he was also saying the same thing. Oh, he'll grow out of it. Most baby with skin issue will grow out of it by the time they're 6 months.
Instead, Kāhu's eczema became more severe.
That was breaking point. Those multiple visits back to the A&E.
When we took him to the hospital the first time, in my head I was like, this is the worst I've ever seen, like the most severe I've ever seen of him. And then not even 2 weeks after we got discharged the first time, we were back again, and that time was so much worse. I didn't even know how it could get that bad and severe so fast.
Despite the severity of our son's condition, the medical approach didn't change.
We realized that it's just the same thing, the same kind of treatment, rather than addressing what is causing it. Here's your steroids and try this moisturizing cream, rather than really look into and offer us an alternate solutions.
And it was the same story for Te Whetū Marama and her son Kaharo.
They kind of forced us to use steroids, but I was really stern that I wasn't going to use it. We were frowned upon for not listening to them. We had to put him on another dose of antibiotics. It seemed like that was the only thing that would help the staph go away. And then they said, your son is on the wrong antibiotic. He's taking an antibiotic for chest infections. And I was just appalled, My son could have died.
A lot of the whānau had negative experiences when coming into healthcare services, so they felt really dismissed. They felt not listened to.
Ebony Komene has witnessed firsthand the struggle of whānau whose tamariki have eczema.
Working in clinical practice, seeing whānau come in, they kept saying to me, I'm trying everything and nothing's working. And I was like, okay, let's take a deeper dive into this.
These concerns were the foundation for her research paper on eczema.
I have a brother that has eczema, and so I remember my mum fighting with my brother around putting the creams on, the bleeding and the haki-hakis that would come from skin infections, because eczema often leads to skin infections. When we're doing research as Māori, we often research on ourselves. There was nothing done in Aotearoa around whānau experience in particular. Caring for tamariki with eczema is really hard mahi. There's lots of routines involved. There can be a lot of sleep deprivation. There is intensive creaming. There's intensive washing. But then there's also the emotional aspects of caring for their tamariki. A lot of self-guilt, self-blame, feeling incompetent when their skin wouldn't improve. And when their child wasn't happy, they weren't happy, eh?
I get no sleep. He probably sleeps 2 hours at a time, if that. I get the mum guilt and then I fall back into being depressed, you know, because I blame myself for his skin. I've got eczema. So when I was pregnant, I kind of suspected he was going to have eczema from my genetics.
It took a toll on me. Having a child that's have this constant needs, even when I give him to you, he would cry because he would only want me. The only thing that would soothe him is when I'm holding him or breastfeeding him. I feel like I miss out on all that time with Kuaka, and that take a big toll on me because I feel guilty. I don't like favoritism, so I like to be, you know, a good mum to both of my kids.
Hailey and I had tried everything here in Aotearoa to heal our son.
I thought, oh, maybe we'll go down the rongoa Māori route. And this was just suggestions and advice from other whānau that were
Dealing with eczema.
But showing concern as well for our situation. Went down that route, and that didn't work either. Went to go see a natural path, expensive as hell.
400 plus a session. But in my heart, I know that there has to be something that's causing it.
We felt we had no choice but to take extreme action to help our son.
E haere ake nei I tā tātou hui e te iwi. D'Angelo, Hailey and the whānau have to make a heartbreaking choice, but a sacrifice they are prepared to make for the health of their baby, Kāhu Maiangi. Nō reira, ke mautunu mai e ngā iwi. No hoki mai anō e taimā ki tā tātou hui. In part 2 of D'Angelo Martin's personal whānau story, ka toko ake te whakaaro, kia māwhiti atu tana hoa me a rāua tamariki ki tarawā hi rāno. With no improvement in Kāhu's condition, the whānau faces the difficult decision about how and where they can best help their infant son.
Our son Kāhu Maiangi has severe atopic eczema. After many attempts to heal him here in Aotearoa,
It did reach a point where we tried literally everything.
we made a difficult decision.
I was tired. We were just pretty much going to dead ends with anything we tried here. And yeah, I got to a point where I just said, nah, sweet. It's what probably is what's best.
Hailey and Kāhu left Aotearoa for treatment overseas.
What if it might just be the thing that, you know, that works? I need to give this a shot. I'm putting work, routines and comforts on pause because that's what we do as mama.
The environment is an important factor. Although I know for certain that there are people with awful eczema overseas, perhaps the change is helpful.
Hailey was born in Vietnam and her parents are still in Hanoi.
We stayed with my parents. When we went, it was summer, so it was really humid, much warmer.
Kāhu's eczema started to improve.
Nobody in Vietnam has carpets in their house. And in New Zealand, experts said dust mites can contribute to eczema. So that could be a reason too. I don't know for sure. And obviously, we used the cream that was given to us by the doctors in Vietnam.
In Vietnam, children under 3 years old get priority treatment.
When we get there, we went straight to get an allergy blood test where they draw his blood and then they test it against 52 allergens, which come back he's allergic from very high in height to about 16 of them.
Guys, what I fear the most has happened. My half-Asian baby is allergic to rice.
So we cut that out of the diet.
Atopic eczema is not allergy. Allergy contributes to the rash in some people, but not every person. So you have to be very discerning about allergy tests.
What are the go-to protocols here in the health system when we're dealing with eczema?
The first treatment is to use creams correctly. People with eczema have often very dry skin, so putting a moisturiser on to make the skin behave more normally is very important. Using anti-inflammatory creams is very helpful to treat the redness and the itch.
If that treatment isn't the answer, then what do you suggest people do?
Steroids were invented in the 50s and they transformed people's lives. The use of topical steroids, if they're done carefully and correctly, they are very, very effective treatments.
As I learn more and more about eczema, I come to one realisation. What may work for some will not work for others.
I don't know what's not normal anymore. I kind of just had to accept that this is our life now. And the best thing I can do is show up as my best self for my son because he can feel the wairua of his parents. And if we are depressed and low, then he's going to be depressed and low.
The distress that this disease causes, not only to young children, adolescents and adults who get it, but also to their family and carers. The distress is palpable, and I think that needs to be acknowledged.
This distress is causing whānau to find solutions elsewhere.
Would you consider moving abroad?
Yeah, we have considered it. We are going to trial it. We're going to go over to a warmer climate to see if our skin heals. And if it does, we're probably going to move, yeah.
In Vietnam, Kāhu was healing and happy to be with his grandparents. So Hailey returned to be with Kuaka.
Can you believe this and this is the same baby? It's been 2 weeks now since I got back to New Zealand. No, I'm not hiding my son. He's actually stayed back in Vietnam with my parents.
There will be people watching this that will cast judgment on our decision. Not that it's any of your business at the end of the day, but I mean, there's always going to be that one person that would be like, oh, how could you,
Most of the people, they haven't been here for the health of the months that we've gone through. They haven't lived the experience. They wasn't here on all the night we didn't sleep. I didn't know what to eat for myself because I was breastfeeding. They weren't here when he's constantly itching, scratching, and you physically having to hold his hand down for him not to scratch. I just want people to know that as most parents, and I think most parents will agree, that's every single decision that you make it in the best interest of your kids.
I'm glad we done what we done because now he's thriving.
He is.
And
he honestly is.
Some relief at last.
When you look at him now, he's always laughing, he's always on the go, he's moving around, he's chatting, smiling, exactly like how a baby's his age should be. This is the childhood that he, should have. This is the childhood that he deserved.
my son.
After months away, it was time to have Kāhu back with us.
Oh, he's fast now.
He is. He's fast and he can stand firm too. See?
Aroha nui. Mummy and Daddy will see you very soon.
I'm really excited because he's coming home in a couple of weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, I love you.
Bye-bye, loves.
I actually haven't seen my son for 4 months now. Yeah, I just want to hug him.
My son was home and his eczema non-existent.
I feel whole. Got my 2 sons here and obviously a bit of a hard slog of these last 4 months not having him here, but I mean, If you look at the before photos of him and how he was in comparison to now, yeah, it was totally worth it, eh? So, just harikoa ana te ngākau, and yeah.
Together again as a whānau. As for Te Whetū Marama and her son, they too have had a positive outcome. Now that Kaharo is 1.5 years, the worst of his eczema is behind him.
The biggest shift didn't come from a cream or a protocol. The real changes in my son's eczema didn't happen until I started looking after myself. My stress, my nervous system, and my wairua.
However, for Kāhu, after just a month of being home, his eczema returned.
It's an awful disease, it's awful. Many people with atopic eczema, they will grow out of it, but they always have a tendency for eczema, and the trajectory is sometimes difficult to predict.
So where to from here? This is now my reality.
For the last, 6 or 7 years, I've known nothing but either a crying baby or someone coming up to me and giving me a hug, that being my kids, and I don't have that anymore. Coming home now, it's just empty. I just miss my kids being around, my partner being around. This thing, eczema, has totally flipped my world upside down, and I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. It's difficult, but my kids' safety and their health is obviously the #1 priority.
Hailey and the boys have gone back to Vietnam, this time for 2 years.
Kei te aha, son. Papa. Kua kai ke korua. What do you say to people who have just ran out of hope?
There is hope. There is hope. We're on the cusp of changes for severe atopic eczema. Around the world, there are very many interesting treatments available and a lot of science going into working out how to crack this problem for us all. So there's hope.
Nā D'Angelo Martin, te rā purongo, pāpai te aroha ne. Now we can tell you that Kāhu Maiangi is doing exceptionally well in Vietnam, and D'Angelo is there with Hailey, Kuaka and Kāhu right now. Now we will keep you updated on their progress throughout the year. Akaanti, kei te tunu mai rai hoa mā, he kōrero anō kei tā tātou hui, a tai hoa ake nei. Kia ora mai anō e ngai iwi. Kei te whakarāpopo tō tangatātou o tā tātou hui tuatai o te tau I aia nei nā. Yes, we are back, and we're happy to be back with you in 2026. It is, of course, a big year. It's also an election year, so we look forward to telling your stories with you and for you to Aotearoa and the world in 2026. Akaati ake e hoa mā, kia te tiro whakamua tātou, kia mā takitake ake tātou, I ngā hua ka puta pēr I tēnei tau.
Ritual rites of passage has been a part of human development since the beginning of time. I just see there's a need for the future generations to ensure that those rituals are provided for them.
The most pressing issue is here at our urupa. We have a massive slip just on the edge of our boundary. It's less than 1 metre away from our first door koiwi. We have a lot of mass graves here, and a lot of them unmarked. It's only certain people that know where they are exactly.
The person I loved, he was slowly leaving in front of me, and there was nothing I could do about it. It really crushes you to think that money is the thing that stands in the way of saving someone's life.
We've got whānau that have had to leave Wairoa because there's no facility here for them to be cared for. There's no acute care for our elderly, there's no dementia care for our elderly.
Over the 2+ decades I've been doing wine, no season has been the same.
We only have 50 harvests left globally in our soils because of global soil degradation.
It's good to be home. I had people messaging me going, you've got lots of love coming all the way from like London. Hey, I'm watching your story in New York.
Strangers?
Yeah, strangers. Their comments motivate me to get better. I use that to keep pushing forward.
We have the means and the ability to lead our people into the future. Division will only stifle that.
Gee, too much, eh? Nō reira, he tau nui tēnei tau, he tau roa tēnei tau. Nō runga pēr te tau, no te atua pēr te tau. Engari ko te hui tēnei, e tau nei tauha. We are back for 2026. If there are stories that you have within your whānau, please let us know. We want to tell your stories. So send them to us on the hui at Great Southern TV. The hui at greatsouthern.tv. Okay? Koe rā te karere hiko, hei whakapā mai kia mātou o te hui. Thank you for joining us this week. And we look forward to bringing you more of Te Ao Māori next week. Until then, e ngai wi, kia mau ki te tūranga o tapatapu Aotearoa, haumi e, hui e, taiki e. Nā te puna whakatongarewa, te hui i tautoko.